Okay, another problem set to 6.1 in the section 9. And looking at it, I see 5 problems. You had a chance to look at these things and try to make sense out of those. All right? So we give these to you for a reason. We want you to try these problems over here. Granted, they may be difficult. Some people might find them impossible. However, there are people who look at these things and say they're trivia problems, and they do them very quickly, by the way. So what I'm claiming over here, what I did, I just showed you my work. I type it up, by the way, and also present a video explanation of that. All right? So I went through them all. And then I kind of, concerned myself as I wonder, could a machine do this? So what I want to do is I want to go through this code over here, all right? And let me go back to Sage. I'm going to clear the screen. And I realize a lot of students, what they're doing is they're copy pasting. I want to point out there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I copy paste a lot too. I'm going to copy this and paste it in. But I do want to show you there's a trouble with this. And the reason that I'm actually copying from a PDF. So it's characters. They may look like the characters I want, but they're not, all right? They're really not. So we do this over here. I'll hit the return now. I get this error. And they tell me what the error is, by the way. They're pointing at it. It's those tick marks I'm using. I want to go back over this, and they're tick marks. So it's tick X, and then a tick Y. By the way, on my keyboard, that's next to the return button, all right? Close it out, hit return. That looks pretty good right now, all right? And then I'm gonna go through this over here. I'm gonna do another copy paste, and I'm gonna tell you what S1 is. S1 is a solution to an equation where 3 to the x equals 225. And I'm wondering what S1 looks like. I'll put this over here. And it looks like a pretty simple answer, by the way, all right? S1 looks like x equals, log of 225 over the log of 3. All right, let's do S2. And what do you get there? I don't know. Let's see what happens with S2 is. S2 is also a pretty simple answer. It's log 225 over log 5. And by the way, you could do that by hand, by the way. Now someone says, what's this all about over here? I don't know. Let's take a look. Well, I'm not going to copy the whole thing. I'm going to copy a piece of it because I'm looking at it. It's really confusing. Let's just copy this piece over here. I wonder what that does. And then I'll explain to you what it does. So what it did was S1 is actually an array. But there's only one element in that array. When that element's in an array, it's just x equals this number over here. It's an element in that array. There's only one thing there, right? Now that thing there has 2 sides. It has a left side and a right side because that thing in the middle is saying it's an equation that x is equal to log of 225 over log 3. Now what I did over here was I said S1, the array, 0 means the first element. I want to point out what that means to me though. It means this thing over here. That's the first element. They call it the 0th element. Now the dot, RHS, stands for right-hand side. It's a function call. So what's the right-hand side of that? It would be this over here. All right, now if I type in the other one, whoops, sorry about that. I'm going to do the up arrow. And I'm not going to do S1 now, I'm going to do S2. And what should that be? Well, let's go through that first. This is S2. This is S0. That's the right-hand side of it. Let me hit return. And you get that number, exactly what I expected. Now let's go over here. I'm going to type this in. And then we'll go back over the notes and look at it. Now, granted, it looks pretty strange to me. All right? And what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to go back over the notes. And I want to see if I can make sense out of what I just did over here. And let's keep going. And I think it's this problem over here. And I solve for x, solve for y, and I do this over here. Now when I do paper pencil, I got an answer. What answer did I get? Let's go over that. I got 1/2. I'm looking at this answer over here, and I want to point out they do have that answer listed. It's right over here. The natural log of 3. Now again, when Sage puts down LOG, by the way, that stands for natural log. And then what else are you getting over there? Let's take a look at that. Natural log of 5. Yep, that's what they have, 5 and 3 over 225. I simplified the 1/2. Now granted, someone says, why didn't they simplify? I wonder why they didn't simplify the 1/2 either, but let me just do that now for you. I'm gonna say, could you simplify that? Could you come up with an approximation to it? And what does it give me? 0.5. I'm getting the same result, by the way. Thank you.